Serious, people who have twin siblings but are not a twin themselves. How is your relationship with your twin brothers or sisters? My older brother and sister are twins. I'd say my relationship with them is fine. Growing up, I think they largely shut me out of their lives. As adults, I think that aspect has diminished, but is present in other ways. We don't talk a lot, but when we do, we can talk about most things. It's a much better relationship than when we were kids. I have younger twin brothers, 19M. They are 4 years younger than me, 23F. We don't have a bad relationship, but we aren't super close. It doesn't help that they are extremely quiet and soft-spoken around family. Regardless, I am very proud of them and all their accomplishments. I hope that as we get older, we will become closer. Regardless, I am very proud of them and all their accomplishments. I hope that as we get older, we will become closer. AWW. Older twin sisters. It's fine. I don't think them being twins has had any effect on our relationship, except when they would come to my school to help out. People would feel the need to come up to me and be like, wow, your sisters are hot and they're twins. Why are you telling me this? Go tell them if you feel that way. But seriously, it is more of a big deal between them than it is for me. It's not like they're Siamese twins. My twin brothers were born 15 months before me. People though growing up we were triplets because we all looked a lot alike. The main thing was I was a huge tomboy growing up because of them, but it was me versus them growing up. They did this thing where they would match shoulders and hug with the other arm and gleefully say twins as kids. It bugged the frick out of me because it was a that club I wasn't in. I ended up moving in with one of them after high school. One time we got drunk together and my brother got up and put his shoulder on mine and hugged me and said twins in a child's voice. I finally felt included. Oh, that's really sweet. My twin sisters are 8 years younger than me, so I have a typical older brother relationship with them. I've always adored them and tried to be a good brother. One has kids now, and both have moved far away in their own lives, so we don't see each other very often, but they still seem to respect my opinion on stuff. It's not very different than my relationship with my other younger siblings, to be honest. The fact that they are twins stopped being important a long time ago. The fact that they are twins stopped being important a long time ago. As a twin, this made me smile. D. My twin little brothers, they're 3 years younger than me, were born on the same day as me, different year. They interrupted my Batman birthday party, so they can go frick themselves. I have younger sisters who are twins. We are 6 years apart, and they are freakishly close, so it might have been weird. However, I think part of their closeness actually stems from the way my other sister, 4 years younger than me, and I were inseparable during early childhood. Now that we're all at least in our teens, the groups have merged and all 4 of us are pretty solid. The twins still kind of have their special connection, but we all have our own relationship with each sister. It helps that we're all a slightly different kind of nerd, so we can share what we're into and still form a sort of separate identity. I'm 18 and have twin sisters that are 4. I love them so much and they look up to me like I'm almost a third parent. I don't feel jealous of their bond or anything since it's such a large age gap. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I'm 22 and have twin sisters that are 6. It really is like being an extra parent, but you always get to be the fun one and can always make the real parents play bad guy. I love them more than anything, and they look up to me more than I thought it was possible for anyone to do. My brothers are twins and are 2 years older than me. Growing up they would gang up on me a lot, lots of teasing and getting pushed around. I guess it was mostly normal sibling interactions, but it was pretty rough for me at the time. Now that we're all adults I have a much better relationship with them, but they are still much closer to each other than to me. I still tend to feel left out since they do so much together and rarely invite me, but I try not to take it too personally. I have younger twin brothers. They are younger by 3 years. We went through phases of getting along and not, as all siblings do, but they would team up against me constantly and it felt unfair a lot. But I'm an extrovert and had a lot of friends, so even though they have a much closer relationship with each other than me, I don't really feel left out. I'm living on my own now and they are still at home, so we're not super close right now, but I would still say fairly close. I have an older brother by almost 3 years and twin younger brothers by 5 years. They're best friends. Played lacrosse and did math competitions together through high school. I try to relate with them as much as I can, now that they're starting college when I'm 2 years out, but a lot of it just wouldn't translate because of the age difference. Something I think about a lot is that there isn't much I could say to one that I wouldn't say to the other. As much as I can acknowledge their individuality, they're kinda just two recipients of the same conversations and jokes. But we all team up on the oldest, because he is a freaking weeb. That last sentence made me chuckle out loud. I have younger twin brother and sister. My sister's is the carbon copy of me, so we're really close. My brother just recently started liking me. Congratulations. Unfortunately, my teenage sister is still in the process of hating me, but I'm sure she'll get better once she goes to college at least. I have 2 older twin brothers. Growing up I was very left out because I was younger and therefore we were into different things. Around when I turned 13 I became really close with one of my older brothers and I always copied him. I played the same video games, played the same sports, liked the same colors, and we always talked about school and stuff, though I couldn't relate to him because I was younger and our schools were a lot different. Right now I am pretty close with both my brothers and often visit them. TLDR. Never hung out with them, but as I got older we became close. Sounds like a normal relationship with non-twin siblings to me. Kinda nice when we get closer to our siblings as we age. I am from a family of 3 sets of twins and 1 sister. I don't know if I fit into this, but I am 23 and my twin just passed away due to a boat accident. Wear life jackets. But I could not imagine either my older brother or my younger brother losing their twin. I can't believe I won't see him age with me, and I don't think I've got past that fact of his passing. Hopefully time and the good memories keep me going, but my relationship with my family is and will always be strong. I have no clue how I would be functioning if I lost my twin. I don't know how you are, but I give you major props. I'm very sorry for your loss. I'm the older sibling of triplets. I always have felt left out. It seems like my mom and dad are a group, the triplets are their own group, and I'm by myself. Family vacations are fun, but even when I try to include myself I feel excluded. The 3 of them seem to share the same brain. One of them says something, the others finish the sentence and or know instantly what they are talking about. They are 18 and I'm 20. Nothing has changed, and every time I try to talk about it, something gets in the way. My parents are wonderful, but they are soulmates. They understand each other in every way. Anyway, I stand out like a sore thumb. Mom and dad, triplets, me. I have older, 3 years twin sisters, and they're as close as can be. One year they bought each other the exact same birthday card. Anyway, they've never made me or any of my other siblings feel left out, or made us feel as if they were too good for us. I've got a pretty cool family. Something I can contribute to. So I'm currently 18 and my brother and sister are 15. My brother has basically been my best friend since he was old enough to hang out with me. We used to, still do, spend all day sitting next to each other playing co-op video games. My sister is a love pretend to hate each other relationship. She is someone I can always laugh with no matter what the subject. We also hate on each other to each other's faces. I suppose it would be way different if they were the same sex. They would probably be best friends and I'd be the outsider. But they don't hang out together much at all. They talk and stuff, but all their friend groups are different from each other's, etc. I'm extremely happy with our relationships. I've got a twin sister and younger brother. It's the exact same way here. Never got along often with the twin sister or talk much, but my brother lives with me and we've gotten along like royalty since we were kids. My siblings are triplets. They're 7 years younger. I'm 21, which has put some tension on our relationship throughout the years as I've got a mother hen complex. I always tried to mother them, and still do frankly. They often gang up on me, especially in recent years. They're growing into individuals but still see themselves as a team, and I hope they never ever lose that friendship. That being said, they look up to me like nobody else, and even when I say it drives me crazy I absolutely love it. They take my advice and they want me to be a part of everything they do. We lost our dad suddenly back in April, and ever since I've really been trying to step up into that parent role and be there for them in these years of critical awkwardness. It's hard for all of us, but now I'm seeing that big age gap as a real blessing. They stick together and hold each other up, and I can be that other parental figure for them. I don't know what I would do without them. I don't know what you would do if they weren't triplets. I love them dearly. My heart is in thirds. You're pretty awesome. Good on you for being there for your siblings. It's okay now, but pretty bad when I was a kid. My twin sisters are 5 years older than me, and whenever I would get in a fight with one of them, they would gang up on me and beat me up, and my mom got pissed if I hit them back. It ended when I turned 12 and we had our final battle. It was like something out of a movie. They were both coming at me. Usually I ran to try to get out of the way, but this time I was tired of it. I ran at one of them, picked her up, and threw her at a couch. I picked the other one up and threw her on top of my other sister. Then I held them down until they cried and stopped struggling. We've maintained an uneasy detente for almost 20 years now. They're not twins, but my younger siblings are triplets. I usually say oh yeah it's hectic and crazy lol, but really I don't imagine it's all too different from a family with 4 kids at different ages. Sure, it's gonna suck when they all go off to college at the same time and everyone goes wow triplets? That's crazy, but really it's not that amazing. 38-year-old male with younger twin brothers, younger by 4 years. I have always gotten on well with the older of the two. He's super smart and a really nice guy, but ever since I can remember, I've fought with the younger twin. I live on the other side of the world to them now, but when we do meet up, which is usually only once every 2 or 3 years, it's not long before another argument kicks off. I guess we bring out the worst in each other. About 8 years ago, both of my brothers came out as gay. It took me back a little, but I wasn't completely surprised. I guess there were plenty of signs. I just didn't pick up on them. Both of my brothers came out as gay. Your comment just showed up on a lot of search queries lol. When I was younger, my brothers used to have this secret language only they could understand. I remember being so upset and so left out that it was an inside joke and I'm on the outside. Now their secret language is more like a trust I'll never be able to penetrate. I have 2 older brothers who are 2 years older than I am. We are close and growing up with them was easy, since we are all into the same things like sports, video games, etc. One thing that made our relationship different from others is that one of them was born deaf and has apraxia, which has made communication with him difficult at times. My brothers are twins and I'm 5 years older. I think we all get along really well, but they're definitely closer to each other than they are to me. They go to the same school and have the same friends, and I don't think they've ever been separated for more than 1 or 2 days. I don't spend nearly as much time around either of them. My twin sisters are 3 years younger than I am. Awesome things. Somehow we've always been the same height, so we are regularly mistaken for triplets. And it's a fun joke we all play along with whenever people ask about it. Sharing shoes and clothes. Our combined wardrobe is huge. We always have each other for girls' nights out. Not so awesome things. When I get into an argument with one twin, the other nearly always takes a side. This was particularly maddening when we were younger because they'd gang up against me. Confiding in one twin means the other twin will hear about it. Guaranteed. Even though we get along well these days, sometimes I feel like a third wheel when I hang out with them because of that inevitable super twins connection effect. I am 23 and have older twin brothers, 25, and younger twin sisters, 13. They are both identical sets. I am also going to mention that my family has 8 kids in total. Living with 2 sets was definitely an awesome experience. The one thing I've noticed is that most rumors are true about twins. Both sets of twins definitely have a strong bond and can feel each other's vibes. If A is upset, B will know why without even asking. Same with C and D. It's definitely common for them to finish each other's sentences, and it's happened a couple of times where they laugh for no reason and then will agree and walk away. Elaborate prank maybe. They very much have their own personalities. One twin is friendlier, the other more shy. One twin sister is more girly, the other twin is more tomboy. As far as the relationship, since there were 8 kids, we are all pretty close. No one is excluded in our family because of how we were raised. Individually, I have great relationships with both sets. Sometimes I forget they are twins for the simple fact that I notice all of the differences between them. I can read their moods and can tell when something is going on, both good and bad. There are other times where I genuinely mix them up, especially when they pull crap like calling the other twin their name. Who even does that? I'm sure this hasn't really answered your question, but it's not an easy question to answer. I'm definitely happy to try and answer anything else though. TLDR. I have twin brothers and twin sisters, both identical. Living with them has been an amazing experience. So much that I want a set of twins myself. Whoa, 8 kids. That must have been a party that never ended. I have 2 older twin brothers, 7-year age difference. They certainly taught me a lot, which was nice, but never became incredibly close to them. People often referred to us siblings as the boys and usage. They went on to college before I even started high school, so I've grown up as an only child in some ways. They've been pretty successful out of college, so I feel a lot of pressure to have a high-paying tech job. I never got into computer science in the way they did, so I've felt like something of a black sheep since my parents frequently express how proud they are of them. Overall though, I can't imagine it's much different than just having 2 older, non-twin brothers. I guess the age gap is what has always been weird for me. I have older twin sisters. They are 9 years older. Growing up was just different. My parents had them in their early 20s and were newlyweds in a new city trying to make it. My sisters grew up in a different lifestyle than I had. My mom had 2 miscarriages before having me. I was the last try see what happens baby. Needless to say, I was super spoiled. By the time I came around, my dad had his own business and was doing well. My sisters and I were raised in 2 different families by 2 different types of parents. It's really crazy when we compare stories from growing up. We didn't really start hanging out until I graduated high school. Both of them moved away and had kids. I attribute a lot of it to our age gap and not so much them being twins. I will say that sometimes they forget we are a family. My sister is said a lot. She's my sister too. I ended up marrying a twin. She's a boy-girl twin, so they weren't as close as my sisters. Fingers crossed my wife and I don't have twins. Fingers crossed my wife and I don't have twins. My siblings, the twins, are probably my 2 best friends. Now I believe many if not most siblings are best friends, so this is not anything new. I would argue though that I am better friends with each of them than they are with each other, but that aside, they are still really good friends with each other but are very much opposites, while I am more of a combination of the 2 personality wise. The 3 of us are the closest of all our siblings. I am one of 6. I know since I've moved across the country I have been called out for speaking to my sisters consistently. We actually are quite corny because when all of us are together, we refer to ourselves as the 3 amigos. Honestly, if they both were girls, I would probably have them both be my best man at my wedding. It's the 21st century. They totally can be. I have twin siblings who are 8 years younger than me. They are 25 and I'm 33. I am also adopted. Our relationship was strained for a very long time, until just recently. Even now, it's clear that we are very different people, and that their bond is something much different than what we have between us. They're good kids. They look up to me. Things are getting better as the 3 of us get older. One of my brothers has a daughter, my niece, that I'm absolutely bonkers about. My other brother asked me to officiate his wedding next month. It's a happy time, but I don't think it will ever feel completely comfortable. I'm so very different from everyone in my family. I'm the only one who has ever gone to college, and what's more, onto graduate degrees. I teach at the university level. One of my brothers does construction. The other is a roofer. I'm in no way denigrating their respective trades. I have the utmost respect for tradespeople. We're just fundamentally different people. Their bond is so much more significant, and I don't think we'll ever have the kind of relationship I have with people like my closest friends. Well, I have a pair of boy-girl twins in my family, and it's always seemed to me that the 2 of them get along with the least amount of arguing with each other. I also have a younger sister. It's not like the twins confine themselves to solely each other though. They are their own separate people. I'd say my relationship with each twin is at least as good as their relationship with each other. I have a brother and sister 3 years younger than me who are twins. I'd say my family in general is close, so it's not like my relationship with either of them is that different than my older brother or the rest of my family. Going to any sort of event that they're in is convenient because if one of them is in it, 9/10 times the other is too. They're a package deal. I'm curious how all our relationships will work once they both go off to different colleges next year. I have twin sisters, 2.5 years older than me. We also have a brother who is 5 years older than me. Growing up, it was tough. Occasional fights with us and also my brother. They lied about certain things when it came to fighting and blamed me even though I was innocent. Same thing would happen to my brother, so we tried to stay together. It was hard on my mom since my dad was in the Navy and for 6-10 months at a time. One of twins has a major anger problem, and she still has a problem lying even though she's apparently into God and wants to be a pastor. Or maybe is now. We all got into a fight and she in particular was in the wrong. So she full went through a raging screaming act and yelled at all of us including my pregnant wife and my brother's wife. This was close to 4 years ago and I haven't talked to her since and she has moved to NYC. The other sister has an issue maintaining a strong friendship with a friend, probably because of her twin. Growing up, she got very jealous and angry when my other sister got close with some friend and ended up always told them to back off. She's very outgoing and talkative, but is very weird. For example, she met some international high school students and one of the first questions she asked was what kind of drugs they do. Coke, marijuana, to kids that barely speak English. She was joking but these are the normal things she does with people. She's very into God so we disagree on a lot of political things and moral values, but we still talk. They are both 31, successful, in the Army National Guard with multiple degrees. Neither has had a boyfriend as long as I can remember and still single. I have twin sisters about 10 years younger than me. Also got a brother about a year younger than them. Our family calls them Irish triplets since they're all pretty close in age. Having spent about 10 years of my life without any siblings and then having 3 of them in the span of about 2 years was a bit of a lifestyle change. All of us are pretty solid relationship wise. Being 10 years older I was off at school when they started getting a bit more interesting. But once I was done with college I literally moved down the street from them. I'd say I have a stronger relationship with one, mainly because I see her more often. They're in their last year of college now at schools about 3 hours apart. Due to some family and bad grades drama one of them moved in with me for a couple years since the pops wasn't going to pay for a dorm to party in, so my wife suggested she move in with us. The jury is still out on whether or not that was a great idea, but we definitely got to see a lot more of each other. Actually I'm pretty sure she likes my wife better than me. There are times however when you just need to accept that being twins their relationship is going to be closer no matter what. They seldom go a day without FaceTiming each other, if not multiple times a day. Being closer in age, I know my little brother has felt left out on occasions hanging around with them. Sort of a third wheel, and I think as a result he's gotten a little more self-reliant than either of the girls. For the better. All 4 of us have a group chat we're constantly texting in and while my phone always going off is a bit annoying, it's nice to be included at the day-to-day crap even if I can't see them. Like I said, you just have to get used to the fact that they will always be closer to each other no matter what. It's not personal. I've sort of fallen into that older brother it fix it occasional parent type of role with them. If something goes wrong they give me a call first to gauge what kind of reaction my parents will have. Before they were 21 I'd buy them booze. Also had to fill in that protector role once or twice and break up a party or two. I even had to beat the crap out of some kitchen staff employee where one of them worked for harassing her. Broke my hand in the process, but didn't regret it. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.